Good afternoon. It's a strange old business following England at World Cups. You look forward to the games for ages, and when they finally come around, you dread them. They really do put us through it.
Bitter blow for Owen.
It's his knee, it's his right knee.
Oh, and the header's in!
Failed to even challenge Orban.
What a shot for England! It's clipped the bar.
It has clipped the bar.
Paul Robinson comes out, Dennis Lawrence with the header, and off the line was a yes.
If we are going to go on and win the tournament, we need to play better and also defend better.
I think we should be attacking teams that are trying to finish the game.
It's knockout now, the business starts now. We can't afford to make any mistakes.
This is a moment that England supporters will look back on and say, I was there. Filling the stadium with their noise. And it's Joe Cole again, and it's Lampard. Still Joe Cole. Oh, Rooney. Towards Peter Crouch. It's in. And it's Peter Crouch from David Beckham. Rooney surely, Frank Lampard. Oh, Steven Gerrard with a belter. Joe Cole again. Oh, it's a terrific goal for England.
A few customary wobbles along the way, but England made it through to the knockout stage. Already into the quarter-finals are the two former winners, Germany and Argentina. Can England become the third by beating Ecuador? Well, it really is a sweltering day in Stuttgart. The players have just come out of the dressing room to start their warm-up. There they are. Seem a little bit reluctant to go out, but it is sweltering in the sun out there today. Reports of over 30 degrees in the stadium, but here in Germany it will be a 5 o'clock kickoff, of course, so hopefully it'll start to cool down and the players will be in shade by the second half at least. Well, Sven may well be trying out a different system, but we've stuck with our usual formation of Alan Hansen, Alan Shearer and Ian Wright. Well, there's a lot of big changes that Sven's made. He's surprised us a little bit.
He always does, doesn't he? It's like another day, another game, inevitably another system. And I think that's a slight problem because players like reliability and continuity. If you watch the Germans play yesterday, they had that tremendous balance in the middle of the park, play the same system. The great game last night, the Argentinians and the Mexicans play exactly the same way. And I think this tournament so far, England haven't got the balance between defence and attack, and that's what they've got to aspire to. I still haven't said all that. I think they're going to win the game.
I know you're nervous about the changes, Alan.
Yeah, I was as surprised as anyone, really, to be honest, because I've never seen Wayne Rooney play up front on his own before. I'm not so sure he's done it. I think a lot of responsibility today falls on Gerrard and Lampard. They have to get up and support him because if they don't, it can be a lonely role up there sometimes when you're on your own. Conditions could well work against England as well, of course. South American teams are slightly more accustomed to this sort of climate than we are, and we play a high-pressing game at times.
Well, the thing is, what like Al was saying, I'm a little bit worried about Wayne up there on his front, up front on his own, and that, especially with his fitness level, and maybe if he's getting marked out a bit, not getting enough ball, is he going to come inside? Is he going to crowd that area? You know what I mean? I'm really pleased to see that Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard have been let loose to actually get forward and play to their strengths, but we've had enough friendlies to try all these things out, and now we're in the World Cup finals and we're trying them out, and it's a little bit worrying.
Another point about Wayne, of course, is if he's up there on his own and he's not 100% match fit, he needs that sharpness. If he's isolated and he gets a bit frustrated, then he'll go chasing it, and you just never know what's going to happen. We're talking about the balance in the middle of the park. We've cited many occasions that Gerrard and Lampard were getting too close to the centre-backs. This time they've got to get close to Rooney, and it's that all-important balance there. How Carrick's going to play with Gerrard and Lampard.
I think it's so important that Wayne Rooney's natural instinct is if he isn't getting the ball, he'll go and look for it. He can't really afford to do that too much today because Otherwise, they'll have no one up there.
One of the pluses for England against Sweden was the performance of Hargreaves in the holding role, so naturally switched him to right back.
It's an obvious switch.
And he's brought in Michael Carrick to play there, who we've always thought he perhaps doesn't fancy that much, which is a bit of a surprise.
Well, we've always been a big fan of Carrick's, and right from the word go at the start of the season when he started playing for Tottenham, he's been brilliant.
Yeah.
And we said if somebody's going to play in the whole role, it'll be Michael Carrick. So he played against Uruguay at Anfield, and we all thought he did really well. He then plays in the B International against Belarus, and he's never been seen again. And all of a sudden, he's in the last 16 in the World Cup, not been seen for a long time, and all of a sudden he's in. So what's happened there?
Well, you know,
I'm a big fan of his. His passing ability is great. His problem has been Gerrard and Lampard. Sven hasn't been able to break that partnership up. He's been waiting for it to click, and if everyone's honest, it hasn't really clicked as yet.
Alan, we're down to 3 strikers. We've got the tall striker, the not fully fit striker, and the baby striker. But he's just going with one today. It's Wayne Rooney. I mean, it's a different role for him, but he's a terrific talent.
Do you know what it is? It is. I mean, Wayne Rooney, if you asked him to play at right back or left back, he'd do a good job because he's that good a footballer. And as I said, it was a bit of a surprise to me to see him up there on his own, because he hasn't been there, and it is a tough role up there sometimes when you're on. And as I said, the key for me is here he is coming on, getting his just over 20 minutes against Trinidad and Tobago. This is what he's good at. He's good at turning and playing people in. You might not see him do so much to that today. If you do, as I said, Lampard and Gerrard key. This is what he can't do. He's the main focal point. He has to keep hold of that ball. And secondly, he can't do this today. He can't track back. You see him ending up in the left back position here. 1, because he's not match fit, and 2, because the heat out there, it'll kill him actually. Here he is. Here's his hold-up play. You'll see a lot of that today. Up on his own. He's got to wait for people to come and support him. There he goes, knocks it off. His standards. Here he is. He's disappointed to come off. Watch the bottle go here. Kicks the bottle. He's in the hump. He wants to play 90 minutes. Oh, there you go. Just keep your eye on Gary Neville here. Shall I speak to him? Yes, I will. Might just have another word with him. Will I? Yeah. Watch Gary Neville smile here. He has a laugh at him. The boots come off.
Yeah, he's going to smile.
Gary Neville turns away.
He gives up in the end.
He knows what he's like. He knows he wants to play 90 minutes.
That is so funny, but it is so important that he keeps his discipline.
Well, that's right.
Exactly. He's got to.
When you're up there on your own like that, it's like you say, with this heat, you know, it's roasting in here. You know, he's going to be running about, he's not fully fit. He has got to be calm, and he has got to be, you know what I mean, controlled. And hopefully we'll get the support to him, and he'll be able to do his stuff.
Shall we have a sweepstake?
Yeah.
About when he switches to 4-4?
After 10 minutes.
Which minute? Now, if you had to pick an England player of the tournament so far, I guess most of us would go with Joe Cole, and the Chelsea star has been talking to Garth Crooks.
You've scored some impressive goals in your short career, but the goal against Sweden, was that the best you've done?
I think so. Not usually one from my volleys from 35 yards. So I don't know what I was thinking hitting it, but you know, I felt confident because I had a good start to the game, and I took touch and the ball sat up nicely, and I just thought, why not? And you practice things like that in training week in, week out, and for it to, you know, go in the World Cup is very special. But it was a good start in an important game because we wanted to top the group.
How do you assess your own performances so far in this World Cup?
I've really enjoyed it. You know, like, it's my first tournament I've come to where, you know, I've been a major part of the team. I feel we've had a good start. We said at the start of the tournament we wanted to top our group. We knew it wasn't going to be easy, you know, regardless of the teams that we're playing. I think now that the business really starts, and now's when, you know, you get the real tough games against the major sides.
Michael Owen has gone down injured, and Michael Owen is being carried out of the stadium on a stretcher.
Joe, how have the boys taken Michael's departure?
We was obviously disappointed selfishly for the team at first, because, you know, lose Michael Owen is a big blow. But you know, then, you know, we just felt for Michael, and he's not had much luck this year. He's had a lot of injury problems. We just got to make the best of it without him. And you know, the players coming in have got, you know, more responsibility now to score goals, and we all wish him the best on his recovery.
Playing in a five-man midfield, would that suit you? I mean, you've done it at Chelsea.
If the boss thinks it's the right thing for us to do, then I'm happy to do it, and I'll be happy, that and confident that I can do it, because it's what I've been playing in for Chelsea for the last 2 years.
Can England win the World Cup playing a five-man midfield?
I don't see why not. I think players make the system, not the system makes the players. We need to pass the ball well. We need to improve on our defending from set players. We need to improve, on our attacking. I think, if we keep the players fit and confident, I think we can.
What do you know about Ecuador?
I think it's unfair to look at their result against Germany as they rested some of their major players. They've got a lot of quality. Delgado and Tenorio, the two strikers, a lot of pace, a lot of movement. And it's important that we don't become complacent. We shouldn't be looking forward to quarterfinals or semi-finals or anything like that. We have to focus on Ecuador and show them the right respect, because they're a good side. They finished third in their group in South America, and they've had good results against Brazil and Argentina, which, looking at them two sides, that's fantastic results. So it's important not to be complacent, and it's important to make sure that we get the right result.
And there he is on the pitch. Brilliant performances so far for England. It's not so long ago we used to discuss the problem position for England was the left. Now maybe it's the right. Perhaps Sven will switch him. Ian, he's had a terrific tournament so far.
So I'm just so pleased with Joel Cole. He started this competition fantastically. He's been positive right from the start. Here you see him going outside people on the left. You don't see him do that many times. He's going on people on the left. He's so confident. Here he's tackling back, showing strength, showing his skill and just laying it off easy. Something that people used to say he didn't do. Tracking back again. Doing brilliant stuff. He's been brilliant. He's been our top man in the competition so far. This is where he does cut in on the right, but when he does cut in, always a pinpoint pass onto someone's head, especially if you've got someone like completely fantastic.
We've had some great performances by individuals, Ballack and Raquelme, but Joe Cole keeps playing like that and England progress. He could be the man in the tournament.
I think two or 3 years ago there was question marks. People used to say, well, he gets into some great positions, but the end product isn't there. I mean, there's no way people can say that, particularly in the last 18 months and in this tournament. The end product has been fantastic.
He used to worry about what his best position was. Did he have a position? Now he's shown that he can play pretty much anywhere in the front line.
Well, when you can play, he's got 2 feet, he's confident on the ball, he's got good pace. You play anywhere you want to play. You play anywhere.
As a centre forward, it's great to have someone out on the left wing who not only can go outside but also come inside and whip balls in.
Very much so. Now, what do we know about England's opponents, Ecuador? Well, apart from this being the first time they've reached the knockout stage of the World Cup, not a lot probably, but they like to get it wide and get crosses in. They've been described as the Sweden of South America. Don't like the sound of that. Adrian Charles will tell us more.
Here's the thing, Panama hats actually come from Ecuador, where they've been weaving them since the 16th century, but they flogged so many of them to workers on the Panama Canal that eventually they took on the name. Quito is 9,300 feet, or 1,439 Peter Crouches above sea level. That's where Ecuador play their home game, so they could make merry while their hapless opponents bust their guts just trying to breathe. But what to do in Germany? They looked for a high-up stadium to play in, but this castle didn't have a pitch. Incidentally, because the world bulges around its middle like so, Ecuador's Mount Chimborazo is further from the centre of the earth than Everest is, so, by that measure, is the world's highest mountain. De la Cruz, Cavides, Delgado. Many an Ecuadorian bottom has parked itself for long periods on English subs benches and treatment tables. Here's rare footage of Delgado actually playing for Southampton. Just do something, anything, says Ian Dowie to Ivan. Unusually, he did do something here. He hits the post. Then he gets jolly annoyed with the Fitnich and the ref. That seems to annoy his manager, and then he gestures at someone else. Cristina Aguilera's father is from Ecuador. His name's Fausto. She doesn't particularly get on with him, apparently, but she has said that she's very proud of her Ecuadorian heritage. There you have it. Be afraid. Ecuador beat GB in the Davis Cup 6 years ago. Oh, I say. Now, come on, steady on, fellas. This is the All England club, if you don't mind. The Lepenti brothers, proud owners of the only grass course in the whole of Ecuador, and they beat us. Yikes.
But this is football, not tennis. Their manager, Fernandez, has said they're here to win, not to take photos, so 2 pieces of bad news for Beckham, I suppose. But, I mean, they're difficult to play against. They've shown that against other opposition. Poland, they made look poor.
Yeah, I think we should forget their performance against Germany. They'd rested 5 or 6 players. But before that, I think they surprised a lot of people. Not many people give them a hope of getting into the last 16. They've done that. They've done it well. They'll be tricky opponents. They'll be tough to beat. They'll be used to this weather, certainly. But I still think England should have enough to beat them today.
Alan, you're my man to find an opposition weakness. Where is it?
De La Cruz, the first thing you see when you see him play for Villa is that he's very poor positionally. You watch him here, this is the German third goal. Ballack and Territory. What a bad position that is for a fullback. But don't even watch the ball up closer, just watch him now when it's played. Is he trying to get back? I mean, it's just this like...
He's hoping.
He's hoping.
He's hoping he's going to miss.
If you can get the ball into Rooney's feet and get the runners going for the middle of the park, he will always give you a chance.
The Villa fans don't call him Ulysses, apparently call him Useless. Right, let's hear from a World Cup winner. Here in Stuttgart with us today is Alan Ball. He's with Ray Stubbs.
Alan, as a World Cup winner for England, if you're in the dressing room now, what would you say to the players?
I would try to tell them of my experience in Mexico, Ray. Getting beaten after being 2-0 up so late in the competition, the most devastating feeling I've ever had in my life, I promise you now. And I wouldn't want that to happen to anybody again. And I just say to them, look, please don't, because the expectations, there's people here, back home, everything is geared for you today to put up a fantastic performance.
4 years earlier, you were a World Cup winner. They'll become national heroes if they emulate you. This is a chance to go on that road.
Well, exactly that. And being a young man, you know, having that to start with, you can imagine the shock and horror that I had in Mexico. And that's, I'll just be reminded, I'll be telling the younger players, and I'm sure there's some of the lads in there, played in you know, and got beat in Japan in the teams. They'll be reminding people of that dreadful, dreadful sinking feeling when you get beat.
What do you think of the formation? Are you nervous about it, or do you think it's okay for the situation?
I'm a little bit nervous with Rooney. I would always play my best player where he's happy. And I think that's a bit foreign for him, to be playing up there on his own. So I can see him coming back looking for balls in the middle of the pitch, people bypassing him. And if he does get the ball where he likes to run at people, he may be too far away from goal. I would have had Crouch up there, taking the weight off him coming into stuff.
Should we be optimistic? England usually do it when the chips are down, and if the players don't do it today, they'll kick themselves for the rest of their careers.
They will do, but it's knockout situation. You know, there's no going back from here. You haven't got a cushion of maybe if we get beat, we can win the next 2. That's over with, that's done. You know, and the thing, it dawns on you all of a sudden, hey, this is it, it's a one-off. We have got to win this game, and I'm sure that's what's going through their minds now.
It's so warm, substitutions will be key today as well.
Well, they have been in the games up to now, haven't they? The Argentinians put 2 very quick, tricky lads on yesterday who run with the ball and cause tired people problems. I'm sure that whatever happens today, that the substitutions, as you quite rightly say, will be very important.
Alan, thanks very much.
Cheers.
Should get him in the dressing room.
He should be in the team. In the team he should be.
He could probably still buzz up and down that right side. Now, Alan, a lot of people have been talking about the set plays. That seems to be in our thoughts constantly since the last game.
Well, if you've got a defensive frailty, you've got to identify the problem, find the solution. The problem for me is Beckham at the near post. The solution is get him out of there.
Out the team or out the near
post? No, out the near post. Get him out the near post. The priority of the man in the near post is he's got to be good in there. Some people say it's the most important part of the defensive setup at corner kicks because you're the first line of defence. And that man must get himself in a position where if an attacker gets in front of him, he's got no chance of scoring. We look at some clips here where Beckham starts off in that position, no problem there. He's far enough forward there that if somebody does get in front of him, it's very, very difficult to score. Then from the other side, that position there, if you watch the man with Crouch, he just runs in front of Beckham, Beckham lets him go, but this is all back running in front, but he's so far in front that he can't possibly score from there. Then, for some reason, he starts to have problems. Look at that position there. He's just about on top of the goalkeeper there.
Further back.
Further back. And then, of course, it goes to the back post. If anything comes near post there, they're in big trouble. And of course, the goal comes. He's miles too far back. All back gets in front there. It's in the back of the net. So then what happens after that? Indecision is final, and the Swedes could score 3 or 4. But right, so who would you put in there? You've got Beckham there, and you've got Gerrard on the post. You just swap them. It's simple, swap them. Gerrard's great in there, aggressive in there, up him in the near post. And then you've got the solution to your problem.
Beckham's been in there for years though for England, hasn't
he? I don't think anybody's played it to the near post.
I think also a problem that he does is he actually stands with his back to play, so you can't just say anything around him.
You've got to be side on.
Got to be side on as well. Ian, looking at this game, what have England got to do? I mean, he's gone out with this formation. The key, surely, in this sort of heat is keep the ball.
Well, absolutely. Well, that is one of the main problems people say that we've got as a nation. We don't keep the ball enough. Now, we've got the players to do it, but it's easy to say that, but you still got to have the movement so as that people can pass the ball to you and you can keep the ball moving. That is important, to keep the ball moving, and that is why Wayne is a major integral part of what we're doing today.
The other thing, they've got a holding player, so lots of players have got to get forward to support him.
Got to get up and support Wayne. Not only support him, but they've got to run past him as well as get in front of him, and so he can knock his little 1-2s off and keep people in the game and bring people in.
The key to this game is basically the two best midfield players, Gerrard and Lampard. Don't get too close to Carrick and make sure you're close enough to Rooney. And if they do that and do that well, then they win.
I remember just a couple of weeks ago, we sat in the stadium just before the Paraguay game, and we were so bullish about England's chances. That seems to have dipped. Do I sense, is that right? Or?
Well, it has a bit because of their performances. I mean, let's not forget that they've topped their group. They've got the game they wanted against Ecuador. They didn't want to play Germany, if they're honest. So we've got to remain positive. We really have.
It wouldn't be half as much fun if it was plain sailing. I mean, come on.
The thing is, Al, you do want to go into these games like I'm sure the Argentinian fans have gone in and things like that. You want to go in confident, and it's just the performances has made us a little bit lacklustre.
It's an absolute certainty if they're going to progress further. Quarter-finals, semi-finals, they've got to up their level of performance. They've got to. If they don't, then they're in big trouble.
England need a performance.
Yes,
absolutely. Yes, by their own admission, they do it.
And of course, a win. OK, here we go. Try and enjoy it, won't you? It's England versus Ecuador for a place in the quarter-finals of the World Cup. Your commentators, Mark Lawrenson, and a man who's been here so many times before, John Motson. No goals, but certainly no lack of tension. It's, as always, a punishing process watching England. It's a lot easier when you play, isn't it?
I think it's been tough, although they haven't been under that much pressure. They've caused their own problems. But on the other hand, they've not been a threat going forward. I can't remember their goalkeeper having a shot to save. There's been a lot of passing around without any threat really, and they're going to have to step it up, I think, in the second half, get a bit more support up there to Rooney and start and create some chances.
What would you like to see them change in?
Well, to be honest, we've been in some positions where, like we said, when Bex is crossing well, you know what I mean, it's a major force for us. But when he's not, and he's not giving us nothing. And he's had some great opportunities to put some decent balls in, and he's really not quite done it, and he's not actually getting into the game a lot, you know what I mean? And I think we saw one time Wayne Rooney come back and Frank Lampard went way up front, and I think Wayne Rooney can still do that instead of staying up there all the time.
At times England have played some decent football, but as Alan said, there's not been that much of a threat there.
Well, they've got it done in play. I definitely think the balance in the middle of the park is much better. If you watch them really closely, if Carrick picks up the Lampard and Gerrard further forward, if Gerrard comes back, Carrick goes forward. It's worked particularly well. Carrick has played some great balls forward, but basically it's been a mixed bag. Normally the strengths of England, you'd say defensively, right? The two centre backs and the keeper, you're starting to go, well, they look a bit edgy. Ian's right about David Beckham. Delivery's supposed to be the best in the world. He's had 4 free kicks that have been nothing. But the biggest problem for England going forward for me is how do you get the best out of your best player?
Yeah.
And that is Wayne Rooney, right? So do you bring Peter Crouch on and change it that way and put Rooney back into the hole? Or do you leave it for 25, 30 minutes and see how it goes? Well, only the manager can tell us.
By that stage, he might be too tired to do anything about it anyway.
Exactly.
But there's one major scare for England. Mark Lawrenson blamed Paul Robinson. We didn't quite see it that way.
Brilliant in the qualifying games. He didn't look really fit to me. He'd been out for a long time, but he certainly looked fit enough there. I mean, he's covered 20, 30 yards really quickly.
Actually, much improved in the third game against Sweden, wasn't he? Than in the previous 2 games. Now, not had a clear-cut chances, England, but there've been a couple of occasions where they put a few passes together and end up with a speculative shot.
Yeah, they've moved the ball about quite well. they've got it done. They've played it. When they've got it into feet and the passing and the movement's been good, then they can create openings. As Gerrard plays it in, gets it back. I mean, that's like sort of 25 yards out over the top, but it's good interplay. Get it back, bit of movement. And you've got enough bodies up there. You know, there's 4 English players up there running about the box.
And for me, they're going to have a little bit more of that.
The thing is, England have had no chances in the box, but they've not got a box player.
Well, exactly. Look, there's no one in the box there. I understand they're shooting from long distance, but normally you'd see a Crouch or a Michael running in there, and Wayne Rooney would be onto it, hitting the ball, and someone else would be laying it off. But Wayne Rooney's actually laying it off to someone.
Speaking of Wayne Rooney, there have been times, naturally, that, as you'd expect, that he's been isolated, and this is not the sort of tactic that England should probably use, is it?
Well, they can't do this, because look at the distance between Wayne Rooney and any other England player. I mean, there's 20 or 30 yards there. That's a pointless exercise, kicking that ball up to him, because
he's got 4 men, right?
If he flicks it on, which he's trying to there, who's he going to flick it onto? There's no one.
But because Wayne, that he will come deep, because this is a kid that wants to play, wants to be in possession.
He's unlucky here because this was handball.
It was handball.
He's tried to nick that through, and if you get the other angle of that's actually hit the guy's hand.
Well, we didn't get the other angle of that.
That was unlucky.
We'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it did hit his hand. It's unfair.
There's been a lot of positives. You've just got to build in the positives and make sure that you're rock solid at the back.
And you've got to be patient. England, clever free kick. I mean, a lot of the free kicks in the corners have not been very good, but this was quite cute.
There's 2 ways they could have done this. Look at Joe Cole there, but that's encouraging. Look at Joe Cole there. Look at the space he's got. He could have used him, but he didn't. He went to the other side, and I think from this angle, you'll just see Joe Cole here and the nudge he gets to put him off. There we go. Just a little nudge in his back there.
They've actually defended quite well.
Yeah, well organised.
They're well organised. They put their foot in, and they deny space round about that box. But it's up to England to work them. You know, we've showed 3 or 4 clips where they nearly got in. It's just the killer pass that you need. And who's going to provide that killer pass? Well, it should be Wayne Rooney. Yeah. Wayne Rooney picking up in that whole position. Good first touch, round the corner, somebody running onto it.
Pass it to himself.
And then run on, yeah. Well, that's fine. That's fine.
It's not quite that good. Now, I don't know how long it is now, probably 12 months or so, we've been asking to see Michael Carrick play in that holding role. Just when we've totally given up on it, in he goes, and he's done all right.
He's done really, really well. When you
balancing the midfield's okay, but not necessarily further forward. Now, before the game, Ian, you seem to put the kiss of death on Joe Cole.
I put the kiss of death on Joe Cole.
I mean, he was terrific in the previous
I put the kiss of
games.
death on Joe Cole. Joe Cole can play, and we've seen that he can play, but when he's not playing his best, that's what we see, flicks like that when he should be holding it. And balls where he should be passing it simple, he's going for the more difficult ball. Now, I'm sure Joe Cole will put that right in the second half. You know, it's like,
maybe you try and do something a little bit too clever.
The simple stuff's the best, that they always say. You know, and that's just a little sloppy one as well. But I mean, nerves can creep in, and you know what I mean. He's having a great World Cup.
That is spot on. If you're having a bad time, simple. Just give me 5-10 minutes where you get it and play it really simple. And then, you know, when you start playing better, the party tricks come in.
Exactly. Something I couldn't really do. I couldn't keep it simple.
You do surprise.
You're brilliant at keeping it simple.
A quick pause to remind you of what's available to those of you with interactive television at the press of a red button.
Digital viewers can access services including rolling highlights and alternative commentary. And you can have your say by sending us messages and player ratings. All the England camp news and interviews will feature on the replay service, and we'll take you behind the scenes of the BBC's coverage with World Cup Daily. You'll get extensive highlights of all the games and every single goal of the tournament. You won't miss a thing.
Now, I guess your feelings about this will be largely dependent on the result, but following us at 6:15 on Interactive, there's Match of the Day Extra. Press your red button for more reaction to today's game. And later tonight, there's highlights of both the day's games, BBC One 11:30 for that. And looking further ahead, can we persuade you to get off your couch, and after the World Cup, you might need a bit of exercise, and run for sport relief.
2 years ago, in 2004, 80,000 people got together to do the first Sport Relief Mile. Well, this year, it's back.
On Saturday, July the 15th, we're hoping that tens of thousands of you will sign up, get sponsored, and take part in the Sport Relief Mile.
I'm going to be in Birmingham.
Come and join me in Brighton.
I'll be running in London.
So come on, let's take part and join in the biggest mile in history.
If you can't run one tiny little mile for Sport Relief, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
It's fun and easy, and anyone can do it.
Doesn't matter how quick, doesn't matter how old, you can be 8 or you can be 80.
Log on to bbc.co.uk/sport relief, get yourself signed on, get yourself sponsored and take part in the biggest mile in history.
Definitely worth it here in Stuttgart. It's England 1, England. I wish it was England 1. England 0, Ecuador 0.
It's going to be that in the end.
Maybe that was it. Maybe
yeah, you were
some sort
thinking
of premonition.
That, yeah. Preempting it.
Will we see him today?
Well, I think if there is going to be a substitution, he'd be the obvious choice. Maybe a bit of pace on the right-hand side, Aaron Lennon. But if anybody's going to come on, Alan, you think?
I think so. I think if England haven't created anything, which they haven't done in the first half, then I would be surprised if after 15 or 20 minutes they haven't changed it and put him up there and maybe bring a bit of pace on, as Al says, down the flanks to get the balls in.
How long do you think Wayne Rooney can last in?
Well, to be honest, playing that role like he's playing at the moment, he's just doing a lot of running, and you see him come back there for the ball. So I don't think he'll last much longer like that. He needs to come back here so he can play into people and start getting his game going.
He's a determined soul.
He is.
He won't try taking him off.
Yeah. You see what can happen.
He won't stay on, that's for sure.
Now, Mark Lawrenson was pretty critical about Robinson on one. We defended Robinson on that issue, but he did look a bit nervous on this long throw in here.
Well, against Sweden in previous matches, he's coming flat. There is no point in coming here. Laura's quite right. If he's going to come, he's got to be 100% certain he's going to get it. He is nowhere near it.
It's a long way for him to come and punch that. I mean, he's nearly on the 6-yard line, and that's a long way for him.
The big thing there is your two centre-backs are struggling anyway. They've been a bit edgy. You've then got a goalkeeper that you don't know what's going to happen behind you, and then its indecision is final before you know it's in the back of the net. So they've got to sort it out.
We've seen a number of times with England, they've not performed as well in the second half.
Well, that's what's worrying, because we haven't performed well in the first half, but I don't think it'll get any worse than it was in the first half. So I think we'll do a lot better in the second half.
To be honest, that's often been when England have been one ahead, and they tend to get a bit cautious. This is different.
This is different. They've got to go and win this game, and they've got the ability out there to go and win it. They really have when you look around.
And Sven's taking his jacket off.
Oh, the passion of it.
Oh, what's happening?
Unbelievable.
If they get it down and play it, then they can win the game. If they pass it well and move well, eventually they'll get in and they'll score goals.
Okay, well,
looks like he's told them off.
He's giving them that hard Swedish stare. Right.
For the keeper to get close to, and it just changed the game.
Great scenes outside here in the stadium in Stuttgart. English fans, they'll be singing right throughout the night.
Absolutely, and so they should do. Another quarter-final. It'll be buzzing here tonight, and we'll look forward to it. And I think the second half performance was a lot better than the first half, and there was a lot of questions about the system that he used. Was it going to work? Wasn't it going to work? Well, for this game, it's worked because they're through to the quarter-final.
And you have to give the manager credit here.
Say again, mate.
We have to give the manager credit.
I know you do. You should give him credit as well. You should give him credit. I give the credit to the lads. I give it to Beckham and that. I give it to him.
Alan, I mean, he gambled, he moved Hargreaves, he put Carrick in the hole, he played Rooney up on his own, and it worked.
He had to.
Hargreaves played well at right back, Carrick was magnificent in the hole, and Wayne, we saw in the second half, it was blistering, the energy levels, the class, and everything about Wayne Rooney we saw in the second half. Whether when the bigger and harder tests come, you would play that way, well, we'll have to wait and see. He seems to change it every match, but the main thing, the priority was they got the result, and England are now going to win the World Cup apparently.
They're certainly into the quarter-finals. We can relax for a few days. We can enjoy Portugal, Holland, and see who England are going to play. Thanks to a Beckham goal, and what a free kick it was.
Well, this is his trademark, really is, this sort of area. Many times have we seen this during David Beckham's career. I tell you what, it's a long way out. It's up and over the wall with a bit of pace in it.
Absolutely.
They jump high, and it
was literally, it took the paint off the post.
And I tell you what, he's across there quickly as well. He's not hanging about, he's across there and he's got the hand out and it still goes in. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, he wasn't very well after it either. It was apparently throws up, but they're not going to let us show it you because apparently it's quite gruesome. I'd really love to see. I love that sort of thing.
Yeah. Let's see him being sick.
Why not? I don't know.
Wayne Rooney, I mean, where he gets his fitness levels from, I really don't know.
We said at half-time that he might get tired, but 89 minutes he was still chasing.
Crouch was about to come on, and I just wonder if he was just going to get a little bit of help up there, but I mean, he certainly didn't look as if he needed it, particularly the last 15 minutes.
Great strength again here.
This is brilliant. Absolutely, what a ball that is. Just a bit unlucky.
Good to see Frank Lampard and Stevie Gerrard in the box, and he's putting that in the box as
good
well.
support play.
I think Sven's discovered a new system. It's 4-5-2 because Rooney's like two players up front. We've got the edge.
Well, he had to do that all afternoon in that system.
Yeah,
he had to do it. He had to get hold of it, and he had to wait and bring people in, and he done it great. He really did. I mean,
this is great skills. This is brilliant. Strength and skill.
This is the last minute, by the way, showing that strength when everyone was expecting him to be tired. Could so easily been a penalty, that, you know.
Might have been.
We have a look here. It actually hits his hand. There you go.
Bit harsh.
Bit harsh.
Would have been.
Seen him given.
Not very often. We can hear from England's match winner, David Beckham, is with Garth Crooks.
Well, David, you haven't scored for a while for England, but when it came, it was worth waiting for, wasn't it?
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't scored for a while. I haven't scored many free kicks this season, so, and to be fair, the last 2 days I've been struggling, even in training, and Wazza said to me before the game, you've been terrible the last 2 days, so you're going to get one tonight. And I got a text off Roberto Carlos saying, score me a free kick, so, you know, it's brought me good luck, and, you know, we're happy.
There was a moment in the game where it looked like you were being physically sick. Were you?
Yeah. I didn't feel well before the game, but thought it would be fine, and felt fine first half. Came out second half, and just came out.
Victory has earned you a place in the quarterfinals. Holland or Portugal? Who do you fancy?
We don't care now. You know, we've done our job. It was ugly at times, you know, and again we haven't played to our full potential, but you know we'll take that again. We're through to the quarterfinals. We've beat a difficult team at times, but you know we know we can play better, and but we're very happy tonight.
Thanks, David. Well done.
Let me ask you about David Beckham, because he's clearly not at his best at the moment. It's a fabulous goal. You can almost say he's in the team for set pieces at the moment. Is that enough?
No, definitely not. As I said before, that when there was speculation about who was going to come off, he was the top of the list, because up to the point that he scores and he's eventually the match winner, he was really, really poor.
I'd love to know who they were going to take off.
But the set plays were poor up to then, but also he isn't giving you a lot. He's never going to go past people. The support play wasn't there. The fitness levels a bit iffy, you know, and he's been like that for 3 or 4 matches. So is he on for the set plays? Well, I think he is.
Okay, we can hear from Sven-Göran Eriksson now. He too is with Garth.
Sven, your formation raised eyebrows at times by certain people, but it seemed to work.
I think it works. I think we should have scored more goals today. So I'm rather happy that we won. We are in the quarterfinal again. I hope that we will have another result in the quarterfinal than the last time.
Now, your captain's just told us that he was sick during the course of the game. Was that a consideration to bringing him off?
I think he was gone physically, and he didn't feel very well. So Lennon came on very well.
Did you play as well as you'd hoped? Because there was a certain question mark. You still haven't performed the way perhaps England can.
Oh, that's good. We are in the quarterfinal and we haven't performed as well as we can do, and it will come later.
Congratulations, well done.
Sven says it will come.
That's good.
And it can only come if you're still in the competition, and they are. The results have been right.
Well, the proof of the pudding is that they're in the quarterfinals, and don't know where they're going to play, but you'd have to say that again, if they're going to progress further, they would have to up the level of performance.
Yeah,
I mean, we're saying it's, you know, a decent performance, but you can never say it was great.
No, it wasn't a great. It was enough, and they can get better, and they're going to have to get better because, I mean, Ecuador really didn't ask them many questions today, but they've come up and they're in the quarterfinals.
So there's 1 or 2 players playing slightly below par. I mean, it's not really been happening, Ian, for Frank Lampard in his tournament so far. I mean, he works his socks off, but
You'd think the way the ball's flying when it's been hit, he's a perfect person to come onto it, but it just doesn't seem to be happening for him. But he is a big game player, and I think that Frank will come good.
It's that fickle thing called form, isn't it?
Exactly.
We've all been there.
If he keeps getting into those positions, it'll happen for him. I mean, we've seen him time and time again in the last few games, and it just hasn't happened for him. And maybe
the one time he should have hit it. I can't believe it.
Maybe that's his confidence, because his shooting hasn't been great, and he's thinking, hang on a minute, I'm going to wait and I'm going to pass that. Whereas if he had scored goals, he might have just went on and scored then.
Well, no, but like Frank is a quality player. And like,
do you think he'll stop shooting in the next one?
No way. Absolutely not.
Let's get a word from his Chelsea teammate. He's with Ray Stubbs.
Congratulations into the quarter-finals of the World Cup. What's your assessment of England's performance?
Yeah, I thought we done really well actually. A little bit slow first half, but we got the goal and we held the lead, so we're pleased with that.
Should we start calling David Beckham captain catalyst? Because the goal really seemed to give you an extra yard.
Yeah, it did. He's been banging them in training all day. The confidence to get up and stick one in. But not only his goal defensively as well. I think you see last 5-10 minutes he was back clearing. His whole performance was fantastic today.
Do you wonder sometimes when people question David Beckham's place in the side because of his ability for free kicks turns things around for England like that?
Yeah, of course, everyone looks at his free kicks and his passing, but his hard work, his tackling back, his work he does for the team, he's brilliant and sometimes goes a little bit unnoticed.
In the second half, England really started to control the game, and we've been saying over previous games the situation has fallen away in the second half. Today you built on the performance when the goal went in.
Yeah, second half very positive. I think the last 5-10 minutes we went a bit too long in behind. We should have kept the ball a little bit more, but as you say, for 30-35 minutes we kept hold of it well, made them do the running in the heat.
You're making steady progress. You've not played as well as you can. You will say that, but you're just building up to a big performance in the quarter-final?
Yeah, no, it's encouraging and very positive. We're through to the quarters, as you say, and we're not firing on all cylinders at the minute. So it's pleasing. It's another win, and we're through to the next stage.
Congratulations. Thanks.
Cheers. Thanks.
John had an edgy start to the game, but much better in the second half.
Much better in the second half, strong. They made 1 or 2 mistakes in the first half, the one that could have cost them, but he sort of retrieved that bit in the second half.
Now, what happened in the 3rd minute of injury time that was pretty much unique in the whole match? Michael Carrick gave it away for just about the first time. His passing was exemplary.
Well, when you look at the quality...
kept it going for us, and deservedly is the man of the match.
Virtually every clip there, apart from that one, the control has been absolute. I mean, that's a great pass, but the control, the first touch, either foot sets him up for the pass forward.
In World Cup football, when it's hot and steamy like this, you need players to keep the ball in.
You just need a little bit of quality, you need a little bit of class, and he had that, he really did. He was top man out there today, and he very, very rarely gave the ball away. And he's actually put in there to sit and to hold and to get the ball and to keep it moving. And is it through him that Ecuador never created any chances?
Well, the other thing is, like Matt Lawson was talking about,
just blocking one off there.
And when it's like that, possession is king. And in the last 10 minutes, did England get tired? Well, they didn't. They didn't get tired. It's because they had so much possession.
I suppose it begs the question, why is it taking so long for him to play him? Because I suppose we've all been hankering after it for quite some time.
It also begs the question, will he leave him in for the next one?
Well,
I think it'd be difficult to leave him out.
After his performance today, it's going to be very difficult to leave him out.
I don't know why he wasn't playing. I mean, we mentioned the game at Anfield against Uruguay where we thought he was terrific and we thought he was in for keeps, and then all of a sudden he was left out, but he certainly played his way back into the side today.
The thing about it is you got Gerrard and Lampard who their natural games is to go forward, and we've got a guy in the squad from the start who can hold and pass it like that, and it's taken so long for it to happen. Why?
It's imperative. Now, I suppose when you think about England, that was a relatively comfortable afternoon's watch, wasn't it? No, maybe not for most of it, but in terms of Ecuador's chances, they didn't have too many, but they had one scare early on.
They had one scare early on, and Rio, I think, loses.
And he's back to his best as well.
What about Paul Robinson? I know he's looked a little bit shaky from crosses at times. We saw him flap at one throw-in, but he made a good save in the second half.
Yeah, he did. He flapped at one throw-in from the first half. But when he was called upon, I'm not too sure this was actually going in. But he does enough. He can't take the risk of letting it go, and he pushes it out. But he's still a top goalkeeper. There's no doubt about it. I'm not too sure that's going in. I don't think.
Goalkeeper. He hasn't really done much wrong. And it's only in this World Cup you've seen him have a couple of like, whoa, what's happening to Paul Robinson? Now, at the moment, the defence are doing enough to keep it away from him. If this is when he's going to have his bad patch, I'm quite pleased with it.
Let's get another opinion from a man who knows exactly what it's like to win a World Cup. Alan Ball, what did you make of it?
Again, Gary, I thought it was job done. I mean, I was just sweating cobs out there just watching the game. And, you know, as we've said, when it's like that, you've got to keep the ball. It's like goal, that ball, and you don't give that away. And I thought they did okay. I was disappointed in Ecuador. I didn't think they looked as if they were going to really contest the game. But England, you know, they beat what was put in front of them. And again, a great free kick, wasn't it? It was just far enough for him to get it up and down. And that turned the game. I thought Rooney did absolutely fantastic up front on his own. He got better and better as the game went on, which augurs well, especially for his fitness. And the important thing, for me though, I still would like him to play a little bit deeper coming onto things.
Can we win it, Alan, do you think?
Well, the way they're going, you know, in knockout situations, Gary, when you get that siege mentality, they know themselves, they've not hit their peak yet, but when you keep getting results and you keep getting a belief, and the next game will be a massive one, and you know, I think now the better the opposition, the better these lads will play, and they've got a hell of a chance because they're talented.
Alan, thank you very much for joining us. Another reminder that following us on Interactive will be Match of the Day Extra with a different perspective on the game. Join Adrian Charles, Lee Dixon and Gavin Peacock. Press your red button for that. Then later tonight, highlights of both today's games. You can see who England will play. BBC One, 11:30. Final thoughts?
I've got to ask you a question, because what's the score going to be in the quarterfinals? Because you told us what the score was going to be in this match at half time. It's just
I've got to stop listening to those little voices in the head. I mean, this should give us a bit of confidence. I mean, it was lacking a little bit going into this game. It's Holland or Portugal. That's got to be a winnable game.
That's the good thing about it. The longer they go on, the more belief they're going to have and the more confidence they're going to have, and when that happens, then the better they'll play. I think they'll have to
they'll have to play better. If they play the Dutch, for example, they'll have to play better than they've played in the 4 matches. But they've still got the players. All along, we look at the players they've got and say, these players can do better.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Like Alan Ball said, you know what I mean, as you go further in it, you stuttering through it, and the better teams you play, the better you play.
Okay, thank you. England are through to the quarter-finals of the World Cup thanks to a Beckham special. You never doubted him, did you? Goodbye.
Tonight I'm gonna have myself a real good time. I feel alive, and the world is turning inside out, yeah. I'm floating around in ecstasy, so don't stop me.